friends, we're going to get started in my kitchen today. I'm just going to be emptying the dishwasher and putting all of these clean dishes away. I did do my night reset the night before, and I was so thankful for that this morning when I went to go get coffee. It just always feels so much better when you wake up in the morning and you know that your lower floor is somewhat clean and tidy. Even though I did do my night reset the night before, there is still a lot I wanted to get done on this day. It is actually morning time, and we are going to be cleaning throughout most of the day together while my kids are in school. I had just dropped them off to the bus stop, and my husband is actually going to be spending the day with his dad working on a family boat. He's going to be gone for most of the day, and so I actually have the house to myself, which sometimes I get the house to myself. Usually it's about once to twice a week. Usually once, because my husband does shift work. He's a firefighter and he is home throughout most of the week. So I don't typically have the entire house to myself more than about once a week. And when I do, I really like to turn on some very relaxing music and just get some nice cleaning done. I like to keep it pretty relaxing. Some people might not find cleaning relaxing, and if I am feeling overwhelmed, I don't find cleaning relaxing, but if I'm just slowly taking my time, putting on some relaxing music and starting off with a task that's super easy, I can find a lot of joy in maintaining my home. Like I said, that's not always the case. Sometimes when I let my house get really behind and the entire house is overwhelming me, that's not the case. And I can get overwhelmed and not enjoy cleaning. It stresses me out. But on this day, I actually woke up in a very good mood. I was so excited to have the house to myself and to do some cleaning. So like I said, we're just going to get started in this kitchen here. We're going to empty the sink and just kind of get the lower floor ready to get some cleaning tasks out of the way. This week has been a lot of fun. I've been really prioritizing getting out of the house and making plans for myself. I'm trying to get together with family and friends once to twice a week, and then I also do have a couple of side gigs outside of YouTube, and so I have been working a little bit here and there. Not very often, but it is kind of fun to get out of the house and make a little bit of extra money. It's hard to find a job that allows me to be very present with my kids, but also still bring in a little bit of an income. My husband's schedule is all over the place. He works 24 hours and his shifts are always moving throughout the week, so it can be a little bit difficult to work around that. I am very thankful for his schedule though, because it does allow him to spend a lot of time during the week at home. We get to spend a lot of quality time together, and then he gets a lot of time home with the boys, especially in the summer. So I love his work and I love his schedule. The only difficult part is for me to find something that I enjoy doing, kind of pursue my own career. I would say that's the hardest part. When the kids were babies and toddlers, I definitely found it a lot more difficult to be a stay-at-home mom with his schedule. When you go 24 hours by yourself, you can kind of feel like you're going a little bit crazy. But now that they're older, it's a lot easier, and I don't have two under two. That was by far the hardest, is when I had two kids under the age of 2, and he worked really long shifts, and then he would come back from work super tired and really need a nap. So that was a kind of a rough phase of life. It was still enjoyable, so many great memories, but that was definitely a little bit more difficult. I'm here smiling at my husband because he's trying to talk to me while I'm filming, so he hadn't quite left yet. I'm not really sure how I got on that subject, but we are cleaning all of the chairs off, and we are going to put them up onto the counter and the table just to prepare my house for a good vacuum and mop. It's kind of a cloudy day today. We've been having a lot of sunshine, and I took advantage of that the past week, and I got so many outdoor chores done. It feels amazing, but the cloudy weather is rolling in, and we are going to be expecting some rain, so I better hurry up and finish all those outdoor projects that we still need to get to. All right, we quickly wiped down the microwave. It wasn't too bad, but oatmeal did kind of splatter in there, so I took care of that. And now we're going to quickly wipe down the stovetop. I did not do this the night before. I did do a night reset, which felt really good. We made spaghetti, and that can be a little bit messy, but I did not end up cleaning the stovetop off. I just did not have the motivation to clean it off the night before, so now we're going to go ahead and tackle that. I am trying to use natural cleaning products as much as possible these days, and I do have to say that without my really strong heavy-duty degreaser, it definitely is a lot harder to clean off the stovetop, so I don't know. I love harsh chemicals because it really cuts down on the amount of scrubbing you have to do, but at the same time, I really am trying to make better choices for my own health and my kids.
Couldn't look away. Somehow you turned my life completely upside down. And since you've been gone, there's no peace of mind. A foolish heart and healing thought.
Now that the stovetop is all clean, I'm going to go ahead and clean off the microwave plate and then those little vent covers that go on my hood vent. They were looking a little gross and spaghetti splattered on them, so I decided that instead of scrubbing them down and spraying them with heavy-duty degreaser to just throw them in the dishwasher. This is kind of a light dish day for me because most of the family is gone, and for dinner we're actually going to be having leftovers, and so there's going to be a lot of extra room in the dishwasher, and that's why I decided to go ahead and just throw them in the dishwasher today. Sometimes I clean them by spraying them with heavy-duty degreaser and then giving them a very light scrubbing. But the dishwasher is always a very easy choice if you just want a quick wash. I did notice that the recycling bins were pretty gross. It was trash day the night before, and so I needed to go ahead and take care of these. So we're just going to give them a quick scrub down. I don't know why, but I found a ton of glitter in them. I'm not sure what kind of craft my youngest son was up to, but there was a lot of glitter in these recycling bins, and I was actually quite shocked at how much glitter just kept coming out with the sponge. The two plants on the countertop are new to my house, and I am so excited. My grandma actually gave them to me when I visited her this week, and one of them is an orchid, and I'm really hoping that I can keep it healthy and help it bloom one day. And then the other one is actually propagation. She has this really beautiful hanging plant above her kitchen sink, and she propagated some of the pieces and she gave me some, so I am really excited to see if I can keep it alive and plant it in a pot. Hopefully I can get my own plant, and then I can always remember my grandma when I see it kind of hanging in my house. The last thing that I wanted to get done in the kitchen here was actually my oven. I actually do this quite often now because I'm really trying to make sure to stay on top of it so that I don't have to spray harsh chemicals in the oven. Whenever I spray harsh chemicals in the oven, it does an amazing job and it's so easy to wipe everything off. But then my food I just feel like every time I open the oven, no matter how good I do cleaning it out with a rag, it still has a smell like there's chemicals in there, and I just feel like that can't be good for your health when you're always cooking in your oven. So I'm trying my absolute best to clean out this oven as often as possible just to put off using those harsh chemicals. Since we cleaned the microwave and oven, I decided to just wipe down the outside of it. You can't really see from here, but whenever the sun shines in through the sliding doors, I see drip marks all over here. And so I just decided it's a good time to just take care of this so the whole area is clean. Now we're going to move into my living room and we are going to be vacuuming off the couch. I actually ended up spending the night on the couch the night before I filmed, and I was just not feeling very good. I tossed and turned throughout the night, and then finally at 11 p.m. I ended up kind of giving up on sleeping upstairs in my bed, and I went downstairs and just kind of curled up on the couch for a little while. I did end up falling asleep and I did get some sleep, so that's good, but it was a bit of a restless night for me. I I think I was just having really bad allergies because I was pretty congested. I've been spending a ton of time outside. I weeded our backyard along all of our beauty bark and where we have like decorative rocks. And then I also did our front yard and this little community area in our neighborhood. Right as you pull in, there's an area that the whole neighborhood is supposed to kind of do together. We're supposed to kind of weed it and maintain it. It has our sign for our neighborhood. And I spent some time there just kind of doing some extra weeding. So I think I just had really bad allergies and just had a really rough time sleeping. But I did end up falling asleep downstairs. I did manage to get a few hours in before this day. And so I woke up feeling a little bit better. Now I'm just going to finish off vacuuming this living room. I also decided to pop into our extra bedroom downstairs. This is kind of a miscellaneous room. We have a little office space, a treadmill, and there's a bunch of stuff in here, kind of extra storage. So it's been a while since I vacuumed in here, and when I was in here stretching the other day, I noticed that there was hair all over the place from the dog. So I'm going to give this a quick vacuum as well before moving on to vacuuming my whole entire house to prep the floors for mopping.
Your silhouette dancing on the wall. I try to close my eyes, but then I hear you call. Yeah, your perfume that I still can stand. But every time I think these scars about to mend, no matter where I lay my head.
I did end up getting a gym membership. I know when I was decluttering my master closet, I talked a little bit about my health, and I've been kind of on a health journey for a little while now. I'm really trying to heal my body and just be a healthier person overall. Sometimes as a mom, it's hard to prioritize ourselves, and I've definitely let my health slip a little bit. I've always went walking. Ever since I've had kids, I will walk on the treadmill or I'll go on a walk outside. And I also do a lot of cleaning throughout the day. And so between the two of those are definitely the primary ways that I kind of get exercise throughout the day. But I haven't been able to be consistent in working out. And I feel like it's definitely time for me to add that into my life again. So I did end up getting a gym membership, and it's been a lot of fun. My husband and I have went together a couple of times, and it's also fun for me and my husband to get out of the house and just kind of go on a date and get a workout in together. I am definitely being very careful because I'm so scared to injure myself or hurt myself worse. I do have a bad rib cage right now. I am working with my doctor to try to figure out what's wrong with my rib cage. When I'm cleaning, I am pretty careful about doing slow movements. You guys can't really tell, but it is sped up, but I am being very careful with how I clean. I just have kind of a bruised rib cage, both the right and left side, and so sometimes certain movements can hurt. But I am super excited to kind of get my health in order, and between making appointments to try to figure out what's wrong with my rib cage and also getting a gym membership and just getting a little bit more active throughout the day, I'm really hoping I can become very consistent with taking care of my health. I think it's easier for me to motivate myself to take care of my family and my home than it is for me to take care of my own health. And that's just because one of my love languages is definitely acts of service. And I just love providing a peaceful environment for my entire family and getting things done so that when they are around, I can be fully present and engaged with them. That's just one of the ways I try to show my family I care for them. Everybody has different ways that they show those that mean the most to them how much they love them. So I just think that that's why I find it easier to spend my time maintaining my home than maintaining myself sometimes. So I'm trying to be better about that. I'm trying to do some self-care and go to the gym and make those doctor's appointments I put off. So if you're also in a phase of life where sometimes you forget to prioritize yourself, definitely take some time this week to put yourself first for a little while, take a couple of hours to just do something that you love, that maybe resets yourself and makes you feel refreshed. Yoshi follows me absolutely everywhere when I mop. He does not like when I mop. Out of all of the chores that I do, he does not enjoy me mopping. You can't hear it, but usually he's groaning and whining like I'm torturing him, and I feel so bad. And I don't believe it has anything to do with the type of cleaner I use. I've tried different cleaners, and I don't think it's smell related. I just don't believe he likes the house being cleaned up and not smelling like him anymore. It is nice that he no longer attacks me. He used to, when he was a puppy, pounce on the mop and the vacuum, and now he's getting a lot better at that. He pretty much just kind of stays out of my way and usually just kind of trails behind me.
Another town, another bed. No matter what I do, I'm still gonna be dreaming of you. No matter who I try to love, it's always you I'm thinking of. No matter what I do, I'm still gonna be dreaming of you. Nobody got the magic touch. How you make my heart rush. Why is that so hard to find? Nothing better than your kiss.
All right, we're on the last little stretch of mopping. Whenever I get to the end of mopping, I'm always so relieved. I like mopping, but I like mopping the most at night because I know nobody will walk on my floors. But that's a little unrealistic because I usually don't have energy to mop at night, and usually I'm spending time with my kids and my husband. So a lot of times I do have to get mopping done during the day. But by far my favorite way to mop is late at night when I'm all alone and the music's playing and everyone else is in bed. That's pretty unrealistic though, so I do tend to mop during the day while the kids are in school. That's probably second best because it's just me and the dog, so there's less people stepping on the floors. There were a few places in my home that I could just tell really needed to be wiped down, so I did fill a bucket with hot soapy water, and I'm taking a microfiber cloth and I'm just giving some areas a quick wipe down. This fish wall here does need to be wiped down a few times. It collects a lot of like watermarks. Whenever my husband does water changes or like adds nutrients to the plants or something, some water can drip down the cabinets, and since the cabinets are black, it shows everything. Every speck of dust and all of the watermarks are really easy to see. And so once in a while, I just like to take the microfiber cloth and some water and just wipe the whole wall down. And then after I'm done with this fish wall here, I am going to move on to wiping down some doors. Both the interior and exterior doors in my house needed to be wiped down. Between all of the play dates from summertime, there's a lot of handprints and dirt marks on them, and they could all use a good wipe down. You guys will have to let me know what you guys are planning on doing the last couple of weeks here. I don't know if your guys' sun is disappearing just like ours, but I live in Washington, and this time of year, we're really starting to see that fall weather come in. The clouds and the rain are on the forecast. We still get sun, and we get really nice afternoon walks with a little bit of sunshine, but it can take a while for the clouds to burn off, so we're definitely getting to that fall weather. I do love wearing sweatpants and sweatshirts. I love being cozy and turning on our fireplace, so I am excited for a lot of things that happen in the fall, but I am a summer girl through and through, and I just love the sunshine. Nothing makes me happier than getting some vitamin D from going on walks in the sun. So you guys will have to let me know if you guys have any outdoor projects you're trying to wrap up in the fall, or maybe you're just trying to soak in the last of the good weather. Definitely let me know down in the comment section. It's really fun to get to know you guys. All right, I'm going to change out the water for some fresh soapy water, and then we're going to continue wiping down the doors. This one here is the door that leads to our downstairs bathroom, and so as you can imagine, there's a lot of little hands that touch this door going in and out of the house and after they're done eating. So I definitely needed to wipe this door down, and then I am going to wipe down the mudroom area. We like to go in and out of the garage door for the most part. Whenever we come in and out of the house, that's usually the door we come in through, and so that door was looking a little bit dingy, so we're going to go ahead and wipe that door down as well.
Something that I can't resist. Can't forget the nights you were mine. Oh,
to wipe off a few areas of the walls. I can't really do a great job. I've said in the past that I have cheap builder grade flat paint, and I really need to paint my entire interior of my home. I'm just not quite ready for that project yet, but I am planning on doing that this winter. This door here is our garage door, and it's the door that we come in and out of the house the most with. And so I'm going to wipe this down. I really need to pressure wash the front of our house, like the front door area. And then I also need to kind of do some cleaning in the garage and clean out my cars before the sun disappears. That's another outdoor project that I just feel like is always better in the sunshine. So those are a couple more things I want to tackle in the coming weeks. Now we're in the downstairs bathroom. This is the bathroom that we use the most in our entire house. Everybody in the family uses it and guests. And so I definitely needed to come in here and just give it a really good scrub. I took some soft cleanser and some Dawn Power Wash and I sprayed that on the countertops, and now I'm really scrubbing it down. There was some yellowing on the white countertop and I really wanted to try to take care of that before the stain got too bad. And then after I'm done scrubbing off the sink and the countertops, I am just going to take a little crevice brush and give around the faucet a really good scrub. This area always gets super yellow, and I like to try to stay on top of this so that I don't have to grab a razor and use a razor to try to get all of the yellow gunk off.
Another town, another bed. No matter what I do, I'm still gonna be dreaming of you. No matter who I try to love, it's always you I'm thinking of. No matter what I do, I'm still gonna be dreaming of you. No, no, no. Yeah, yeah. I'm still gonna be dreaming of you.
I got this picture in my closet. It's gathering dust right now, and the edges have been folded once or twice. It doesn't look the same no more, 'cause the
Now that the countertop's all clean, I'm going to go ahead and change out the hand towel and clean the light switches and doorknobs. I feel like this is really important, especially in a bathroom, just to kind of clean off and use some antibacterial spray or wipes on those common areas everybody touches. And then while I'm in here, I am also going to take a vacuum and just go ahead and vacuum these open shelves here. There was a lot of dust on here. I haven't done this in a while. I think when I paint the downstairs of my home, I don't know if I'm going to keep these shelves or not. I think I might take down the top shelf and maybe just keep 2 shelves in the bathroom, or I might take them all down and hang a picture instead. I just don't really like decor in bathrooms. I feel like bathrooms can kind of be a little bit gross, and so I have a really hard time decorating them. Now the last thing that I needed to do in here is just clean off the toilet area. My least favorite part, but it does have to get done. So I'm going to go ahead and do a really good job wiping everything down with Clorox wipes. And then the last thing that I'm actually going to do today is the stairs. The railings were pretty bad. I'm going to show you a close-up of them, but they collect so much dirt and dog hair. And so I gave all of the railings a really nice vacuum. And then I also vacuumed the stairs. That just kind of completes my entire lower floor. Whenever I do a lower floor reset, I feel like the stairs are kind of included in my lower floor. At least that's how I think of them.
has made it pale. I used to have it hanging on my wall some time ago. A picture of you. You're standing by that window, playing your guitar. And if I close my eyes, I can almost hear your song. A picture of you. A picture of you. day that I spent with you.
Thank you so much for being here and watching this video. Hopefully you got the motivation you need to tackle some things in your own home. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I can't thank you enough for supporting my channel and helping me grow a community here. It means the world to me. I hope you guys have the best week, and if you want to ask me any questions, definitely ask me in the comment section. I do try my absolute best to get back to every single comment. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I hope you get a little bit of sunshine before fall really kicks off. I was actually born in Wisconsin, and so I cheer for the Packers and the Seahawks because now I'm in Washington. And so we are starting to watch football on Sundays together as a family. If you guys have a sport you watch in the fall, let me know that in the comment section as well. It's kind of fun to hear what everybody's doing in the fall and what sports teams they're cheering for.